Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Wisconsin Hugs. My name is Tony Grillo, and I am right now, I am in Oconomowoc at the Roundy's Distribution Center, Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. And basically, I am out of hours. I only got 4 minutes of driving that I could do, and so I got my load delivered here. It's a drop load, but I cannot go anywhere, and these guys have enough parking for me to stay overnight. So unfortunately, there's my dog DJ. He wants to go for a walk. Don't you, buddy? Yes, you do. And he's gonna get a nice bath when we get home too, aren't you, buddy? Yes, you are. But you're such a good boy. Yes, he is. So I'm gonna do a quick video here. Normally I don't do 2 videos in one day, but you know what? This story is crazy. I found this on YouTube, but it's about a lady who lost her husband. Her husband died. Okay, he was a young guy. He was like 39 years old. I think they left 3 kids, behind, and she was grieving, and she wrote this children's book, and all of a sudden, like, the police have arrested her and are charging her with her husband's murder. This is like, I published a book. It's called Cucumbers the Rabbit, but this is like even beyond anything that I would have ever dreamt of as far as a story. I mean, you write a story about grieving for your husband, and yet you're the one that killed your husband. I don't know. It's crazy, but I'm going to talk about this story, so we'll get right into it. So this is the lady right here, and I'm just going to read the story so I don't get anything wrong. Utah author of children's book on grief charged with murdering her husband. Her name is Curry Richins. Allegedly poisoned her husband and the father of her 3 children, Eric, with fentanyl. Slipped into a drink. Hey, DJ. Oh, DJ's barking. He's barking at people walking outside the truck. So this story just came out like, a few days ago. So this is crazy. A Utah woman who recently published a children's book on losing a parent. She basically, a year after she lost her husband, she wrote this book about grieving, and she dedicated it to her loving husband and father of her 3 children, and apparently she's the one that killed him. Curry Richins, of 33 years old, of Camas, Utah, a town outside Salt Lake City, allegedly poisoned her husband, Eric Richins, with a lethal dose of fentanyl slipped into a drink, according to authorities. Eric had 5 times the lethal dosage of fentanyl in his body when he died on the 4th of March, 2022, investigators have said. Curry was arrested Monday at her home on counts of murder, as well as possession a controlled substance with the intent to distribute it. She could face life in prison or the death penalty. That's right, Utah has a death penalty if eventually convicted of murder. Court records show that Eric told his friends and family before his death that he believed his wife was trying to poison him. On Valentine's Day, a few weeks before his death, Eric became violently ill after having dinner with Curry, breaking out in hives and having trouble breathing until he used his son EpiPen and took Benadryl. Curry allegedly bought $900 worth of fentanyl pills before this dinner, and she would later buy $900 more in pills before Eric's death. He warned them if anything happened to him, she was to blame, Eric told his family. That's crazy. If he knew she was trying to poison him, why didn't he get the heck out of there? But, it was the same. I did a story on this, last week, on this married couple in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Same thing. You know, the wife knew her husband was trying to kill her, but she still stayed in the house because I guess she didn't want to leave the kids. Warrants obtained by investigators on the case allege that the couple had argued over purchasing a $2 million home that Corey wanted to remodel, but Eric thought was too expensive. Then in January of 2022, she tried to change a life insurance policy that Eric had with his business partner, Cody Wright, who helped him run a stone masonry business. Corey unsuccessfully tried to remove Wright from the policy and make herself her husband's beneficiary. Wow. So he must have suspected her a long time ago if he didn't list her. I mean, most men, you know, they want to make sure their family is well protected if something happens to them, you know, and he must have had his suspicions. Eric went on to remove Corey from his will and replace her with his sister, though he did not inform his wife that he was doing so. DJ's barking again at people walking outside the truck. Okay. Corey ended up closing on the home on the 5th of March of 2022, a day after Eric's death. And wow, so she wound up closing on the house a day after his death. Wow. And threw a large party at her home where she was drinking and celebrating, according to court records. On the night of Eric's death, Corey told law enforcement officials that they were celebrating the purchase of the home, though her husband had told family members they would not be buying it. She said that so maybe that's what set her off. He said no and was putting the kibosh on it, and she's like, well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to get that house, and I'm going to get it over your dead body. That's probably what he said. He said, you're not buying that house over my dead body. And she said, hell, I ain't. So she said that she and Eric had taken a shot of alcohol and consumed a THC gummy. She told officers her son was experiencing night terrors and she fell asleep in his bedroom. Yeah, whatever. You didn't want to be asleep there when your husband died. That's what was going on. Yeah, because you knew he was going to die, and you didn't want to be in the room with a dead man. When she returned to the room, she shared with Eric around 3 a.m. He was cold to the touch, not breathing. Wow. This woman is evil. Evil. On the 5th of March, 2023, almost exactly a year after Eric's death, Corey published a book titled Are You With Me?, which, according to the book's description, is written to create peace and comfort for children who have lost a loved one. And she promoted the book in an interview with KPCW on the 12th of April, telling the radio station, it's been a long, long year, a difficult year, and writing this book has brought peace to me and my boys. Unbelievable. Corey is scheduled to appear at a 19th of May detention hearing for her state charges. Well, this here is a picture of Corey Richens. She appeared not that long ago on a segment. This is a picture of her appearing on the set of Good Morning Utah, and she was talking about her book. ABC
A Utah
News.
woman who wrote a children's book about coping with grief after the death of her husband last year has now been charged with his murder. Corey Richens was arrested yesterday, accused of poisoning her husband Eric with fentanyl. She also faces drug charges. Just last month, Richens appeared on local TV to promote her book about a boy who lost his dad. At the time, she said her husband's unexpected death left her and their 3 boys.
So yeah, this is again Corey's book here. Boy, they must have removed it. All the book companies must have removed it like within a matter of hours, because I was able to find reviews on this book like a few hours ago, but now you can't find it anywhere. They must have taken it all off the internet. But take a look at that. I mean, she even drew a picture of her husband with angel wings in the clouds. And that actually kind of looks like him in one of the other pictures I saw. He was actually wearing that outfit. So here's another picture of him right here, Eric. I mean, they look like a really nice couple, you know? But, man, obviously she had a screw loose, you know? So I was looking through some more articles, and the story just gets more and more interesting. Husband of children's book author accused of murdering him suspected she was having an affair. Corey Richins laced her husband's drink with 5 times the lethal amount of fentanyl, prosecutors allege. And here we go. Basically, the Utah man, authorities allege, was fatally poisoned by his wife, who then wrote a children's book about grief inspired by his death, suspected she was having an affair throughout their marriage, says reports. You know, if this court case gets televised, I have a feeling it's going to be there's going to be a lot of people watching it. Right now, she's being charged with 1 count of first-degree aggravated murder and 3 counts of possession of a controlled substance with the intent to distribute in connection with the death of her husband. 33, she has yet entered a plea to the charges. And speaking with Fox News Digital, family spokesperson Greg Skordos revealed Eric, 39, believed his wife of 9 years was cheating on him. He had concerns previously, and he also had reason to believe she was having a relationship that was continuing through their marriage, apparently in person. Wow. So, according to documents, on the night of March 3rd, 2022, prosecutors say she laced Eric's drink. And then, leading up to his death, he told investigators, or she told investigators, that they were celebrating a real estate deal. And she prepared Eric a Moscow Mule. Yeah, well, I don't think Moscow Mules have fentanyl in it, which he consumed in their bedroom. So it is interesting how stories are a little different, because in the other story, she said that she had a gummy with TCH. Excuse me. And then during that time, she said she went to sleep with their son, who was experiencing night terrors. Yeah. Maybe her son was worried about her mom trying to kill her dad. So there's a picture of him catching a big... Wow, that's an awesome fish, man. Holy smokes. And then a medical examiner determined that Eric had died from fentanyl overdose. Jeez. And so this part of the story looks like they got it. Yeah, it matches up. That she purchased $900 from an acquaintance. Wouldn't that be something if she purchased it from her lover on 2 separate occasions? Boy, that is just evil. Can you imagine if that was her lover that she purchased it from? You know, and then what? You're gonna sit there and you're gonna, like, what? Okay, hi honey, I'll get you those drugs so you can kill your husband, and then we could be together for the rest of our lives. What are people thinking? I'm not saying that did happen, because that's not what this says happened. But can you imagine if that was going on? You know, I mean, you know, why would you want to be with somebody that just killed their other person? Oh man, it's just Yeah. And then what would you do? Like, here we go, okay? Eric's family believed she was responsible for his death, and they advised he'd warned them that if anything happened to him, she was to blame. You know, why didn't people just sit there and go, hey, you know, don't kill your husband? You know, why didn't they go to her and say, hey, you know, Eric's saying that you're trying to kill him. What's up with that? You know, I mean, you know, or why didn't somebody call the police and say, you know, there's this guy that's claiming his wife wants to kill him? You know, I mean, at least get the police involved. I don't know. I guess a lot of people, they don't want to get involved in bad marital situations, but here's a situation here where everybody, including the husband, knew she was trying to kill him. I'm just thinking to myself here. I'm sitting in my semi-truck and I can't go home. I'm stuck here. I'm odd hours. So, I'm trying to imagine what was going on in this lady's head, this Corey's head. Okay, I'm mad at my husband because he doesn't want to buy a $2 million house. I really sound like a spoiled brat, but so I'm gonna kill him, but I can't get the life insurance policy changed into my name. And but I know that even if he does die, I still get stuff because we were married. But here's what I'm gonna do. I want to write a children's book about dealing with grief, and I want to be on TV as some kind of media star and an author star, and sell lots of books, and maybe do a tour, a library tour. Maybe I'll go visit other schools. And so I'm going to write a book, say, "Are you with me?" And, in this book, I'm going to talk about how I killed my husband. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't do that. I can't write about that because then I'd be admitting I was guilty. I can't. So I'll have to leave all that out. But I'll have to write about, let's see, how I faked being sad. Yeah, that's how I could do it. Maybe you could just say, "Hey, it's okay if if you're angry at your husband and you just kill him, and it'll be okay. You get over it, and you write a book about it, and that's how we grieve." And you know what? Just for added effect, I'll give them angel wings and a halo, and I'll put them up there at the top of the way. Isn't that cute? Isn't that funny? Oh, I am just so smart, and never mind the fact that my 3 boys will never be with their dad ever again, and now I'm facing the death penalty. And and maybe that would be a better book to write for children, because I think a book like that might actually have more moral implications, and maybe we could start the book out like this. We could say, once upon a time, there was a wife who was upset that her husband wouldn't buy her a $2 million mansion, and so she decided she was going to kill him by making him a Moscow mule. And then I'll tell everybody we're going to celebrate purchasing our house, even though he didn't want to purchase the house, but I won't tell anybody that. And then, once he's dead, then I can go get the house that I want. And then hopefully I could still, even though I'm not the sole beneficiary of the life insurance policy, hopefully I could still get some money out of everything, because, I should still be able to get something out of the stonemasonry business that he owns, that he partly owns. And, I am the wife, so I get, all the assets. At least I should be able to get that, And my kids should also be able to get some money, because I'm sure he left something for them in the life insurance policy. And and then I will be, after I do that, I'm gonna wait maybe a year, and then I'm gonna write a children's book. yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll write a children's book, and it will detail how to murder your husband. And then, of course, I'm gonna get caught by the police, because anybody that commits a crime always gets caught by the police. Nobody's, there's just no way to outsmart them. There's no such thing as a perfect crime. Everybody makes mistakes. It's very rare that people get away with stuff. And then I will get locked up, and then I will probably be a media sensation on the YouTube channels and for Court TV and all that stuff, and everybody will be talking about me. Everybody's gonna know my name. Everybody's gonna know that I'm the children's grief author, book author, whatever, who killed her husband. Yeah, and then the book will finally end with me getting the death penalty, and then I will die by, I think they do lethal injection nowadays. They don't do chairs anymore, because that's, I guess, inhumane. So it seems like every time they do that, I think it's by lethal injection. And then the book will end with me going to hell. I mean, I don't know of any other way you could do the book. I really don't. But what a crazy story. I mean, not even I could have thought up something like this as a work of fiction. I mean, there's no way I would have ever believed, even like a short horror story. I mean, this goes beyond the scope of reality. It's so unreal that I wouldn't even think about writing a story like this, because I would think people wouldn't even believe it. I just don't know. Obviously, this girl is not very bright, and is spoiled and evil. That's all I gotta say, everybody. That's all I gotta say. All right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go to bed. Can't wait to see my girlfriend, because she's awesome. Wisconsin hugs.